Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video I'm really excited to do. It's a bit of a different one for my channel, so hear me out. We have a little bit of a longer intro here. But back in 2017, I started a video titled 8 brands I want to try in 2018. Then I did 9 brands I want to try in 2019, etc. It started to catch on. I've seen other creators do this video, which is always super fun for me. And it's just kind of interesting to see what brands people had on their radars that they hadn't tried yet, but they wanted to try. A little bit of a makeup goals, makeup resolution / video, if you will. I did this video last year, and I can link that in my description box or up in the cards, and I talked about the brands that I was hoping to try in 2021. But I put this video on my list to do in December, and I kept pushing the video back and I kept pushing the video back because I was like, I don't know, it just wasn't inspiring me as much as it used to. And I thought, what can I do to this kind of video concept or this video idea, but to give it a little spin and to maybe make it a little bit more interesting? Which leads us to this video. So I decided that I want to look back at all of the brands that I tried for the first time in 2021, and I'm going to rank them because I love ranking videos. I rank everything. I thought it would just be a fun way to touch on all of the brands that I tried last year. So I have 15 new brands that I tried in 2021. I'm going to rank them from my least favorite to my top favorite. I'm going to do a little check-in at the beginning to follow up from last year's video and the brands that I had said that I wanted to try. But this is what I'm going to do going forward. So instead of putting new brands on my radar for this year, there's always so many, like in the last few years, there's so many new brands popping up. It's kind of like, to me, it's just kind of hard to know what brands I want to try. There's so many new ones, so many new fun and exciting products that I thought I'm going to do this one next year too, and I'll rank all the brands, new brands that I tried in 2022. I hope that makes sense. I hope that sounds fun. If it does, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so thank you for bearing with me through that longer intro. Appreciate you. Let's start off with my outfit of the day. So today, I have on just some gray jeans and my slippers, and then I have on this pleather bodysuit. I think I got it from Fashion Nova. It's kind of like a little, I don't know, I feel kind of like a baddie. Hey, I'm just sitting here filming videos, and I'm gonna go get my dog from daycare, but you know, I feel like a baddie. So that's what we have going on today. And then I did want to say I just finished filming a video doing a first impression on the new Charlotte Tilbury foundation. So this is Charlotte's Beautiful Skin Foundation. So that video will already be up. It's the foundation that I have on right now. I always link all of my makeup down below though if you're curious that I have of anything that I have on my face. But if you want to see this first impression demo, I just finished filming that. So I'm still kind of like, you know, checking myself in the mirror and seeing how this foundation is rolling. That's everything. So like I said, I have 15 different brands here. I'm going to go from my least favorite to my top favorite. And these are all brands that I tried for the first time in 2021. At least I'm pretty sure. It actually took me quite a while to put this video together, but once I got the idea, I was so hyped for it. Like I was like, I'm ready to film this video, because it just seemed so interesting to me. Not only to see what brands that I did try for the first time, because some are new, some are not new, but then also what I think about them and if I want to keep buying from them, and let's say it together, all of the things. Starting out at number 15, man, we have Florence by Mills. I'm gonna scoot over a little bit because some of these I no longer have the products, so I'll add in some of the products that I did try from the brand. But I tried Florence by Mills, which is a newer brand, started by Millie Bobby Brown. I was gonna say Florence by the Machine. What am I trying to say there? What's by the what was I trying to say? Started by Millie Bobby Brown, and the product that I purchased from them was their skin tint, and I feel like I dragged the skin tint so much in 2021. Like I genuinely feel bad at this point, but unfortunately it was just a product that I did not love. I know I did, you know, worst makeup of 2021, and I know that was featured in there. But unfortunately, this was a skin tint that was marketed as being a very hydrating product, which was something that I was interested in, and I thought that it was so dry. My face looked so much older, which is not what I go for when I'm doing my makeup. It's not like what I'm aiming for. And you know, I said the brand also seems to be targeted maybe to people who are a little bit more youthful. I'm in my mid-30s, and I said I don't feel like I was the target audience for it. So I'm not saying that the whole brand is completely terrible, or even that the skin tint is like terrible, because I'm just really not the audience for the skin tint. But I did not like the way that it looked on my skin at all. I was super bummed about that. So unfortunately, that one was a miss for me. I definitely tried out a lot of complexion products in 2021, a lot of skin tints, also a lot of cheek products, but coming in at number 14 is another complexion product. This was from the brand Dermablend. So I'd actually never heard of the brand Dermablend before I tried them in 2021. I got a PR package from them with a few different shades, and I was really excited to try this out because I was trying out their CC cream. Once again, this one was super thick. It felt very drying. It once again just seemed to age my skin so much when I put it on, but it was also one of those just that gave me kind of like that mask-like feature, which I do not enjoy. The Charlotte Tilbury, the new one that I literally did same day purchase at Sephora, this one is marketed for natural, a little bit glowy, medium coverage. That is much more up my speed. Something that's so full coverage like that, and I guess I wasn't really expecting that from a CC cream. I typically think of those as not so much full coverage. So unfortunately, this one just, it was too much, it was too thick, it was too dry, it was just too not compatible with my skin. At number 13, I have Melt Cosmetics, and this took me a second because I was like, have I tried Melt Cosmetics? And I was going back through my old videos and Googling my name, which is one of the most terrifying things that you can do when you live your life very publicly on the internet. It's quite terrifying to search for anything that has to do with your name. And I do have an eyeshadow palette from Melt Cosmetics, but I've never actually tried it. I've never used it myself, but I really was going, and I was like, I don't think so. I think this was the first product that I tried from Melt. I'm sure someone will like correct me if I'm wrong at any point, but you know, it's not too serious. It's just makeup. It's a ranking video. Like, it's kind of fun. Okay. From Melt Cosmetics, I grabbed their Sex Foil, and I didn't want to do it because, not to say, like, okay, sometimes I feel like I'm just like too much of a nice person, but, or like I try to see the positive side of things, but Melt Cosmetics really just never captured my interest the way that it has so many other people. A lot of their products and their collections and releases just simply didn't call to me. I would look at them and think, I will never wear that, or that's just not up my alley. And Melt Cosmetics can be fairly pricey, so especially, you know, I understand that I'm a beauty blogger and this is what I do for a career. I'm a regular person too. You know, I got a budget. I can't just like buy things all of the time just to buy things. So when I am making my own purchases, I'm just like you and thinking, am I going to wear this a lot? Am I going to get a lot of use out of it? And I would look at Melt Cosmetics and be like, I just don't think I'm going to wear those products. So that's another reason why I was like, I'm pretty sure this was the first product that I'm trying from Melt. And so I had purchased this from Sephora, and I know I purchased it in one of the sales, and it's a liquid foundation, and I got the shade Stargazer. And I had gotten more into cream and liquid products over the past year and a half or so, and I really had high hopes, and I went into it with such a positive mindset, which I do most things, but I went into it with a positive mindset because I didn't purchase it right when it came out. It was out for a few weeks before I did, but I had started to see glowing reviews on this product, and I was like, all right, I think that this is gonna be great. I tried it for the first time in a first impression video here on YouTube, and you could kind of see that like, I wanted to be more excited about it than I was because it just didn't grab me off the bat. I felt like I had to use a lot of product and really build it up. It does come in a pump here, but even for just one of my cheeks to do highlight, I felt like I had to use so much product. And even then, I feel like it just wasn't a wha-bam highlight. And even though I've backed away from like really bright, blinding highlights every single day, I still dabble in now and again, but like today I don't even have a highlight on, I just have a glowy blush. Like, makeup preferences are always changing, you know, we're always evolving and switching things up and trying new things, and right now I go for a lot of glowy blushes and that's fun for me. But even still, when I wore that, it's like, if I'm going to be wearing this highlighter and taking the time to use so much product and then blend it out on my face, like I want to see something, and it just wasn't enough for me. I kept it in my highlight declutter because some people recommend it, you know, to wear it on the body, on the shoulders, on the décolleté and all of that. And I was like, yeah, maybe I'll do that. Haven't done it yet, but maybe. But maybe I'll do it. Coming in at number 12, I have the brand Lysa Beauty. So this is a newer brand also, and it started to be carried at Sephora. I was very curious about a few of their products, but the one that I ended up purchasing was their bronzer. And I did declutter it in my bronzer collection declutter, and I'm super bummed because I really, really wanted to love it. I think I might still try another product from LYS, but sometimes it's hard when that first product doesn't really grab you right away. It's like, you know, there's other brands that I really enjoy the majority of their products, or like, I like their lip products, I like their cheek products, or etc. And their bronzer just wasn't really doing it for me. I find it very easy to blend out, which that to me is really important in a bronzer. I want something that's very smooth because I tend to go overboard on my bronzer, and I'll get comments sometimes when I'm wearing one that isn't a particularly smooth blendable bronzer or more natural, and people are like, girl, what are you doing with the bronzer? I'm like, I'm sorry, I love bronzer and it's one of my favorite things to apply, but if I have a bronzer that isn't super good, sometimes it can end up looking a little bit funky on my skin, and the LYS bronzer would definitely do that. So I haven't completely written off the brand. I would love to know if you have any recommendations from them, but the bronzer I wasn't a huge fan of. And then coming in at number 11, I have the brand Glowish. So this is the line under Huda Beauty. So they also have Glowish, which I've purchased my products from Sephora. Most recently, I picked up this bronzer. I think this was in one of my last 1 or 2 purchases that I made from Sephora in 2021. The first product that I tried from them though was their skin tint, which I believe I decluttered. And once again, I tried a lot of skin tints in 2021. And the Glowish did not do it for me either. The shade was a little bit whack, I'm not gonna lie. The shade was a little bit orangish on me, as was the Florence by Mills. So that was a bummer to me, but it was one of those that just simply didn't do anything for me. And sometimes I just don't know how else to say it besides it just wasn't compatible with my skin. I didn't think that it was doing me any sort of favors. I did declutter that one. Most recently, like I said, I did pick up the bronzer, and this is in the shade 02 Medium. So I've been using this over the past, you know, month or so here, and I like it. So the skin tint I like really didn't like. The bronzer I like it, but I don't love it. I don't see it being a favorite of mine, but it's pretty. I didn't purchase this when it first came out, even though I was interested in it, because I was more interested in the cream bronzers, and I was buying a lot of those. I was buying a lot of cream bronzers, a lot of cream blushes. So as a powder bronzer when this came out, I was like, I don't know. I ended up buying it because a lot of people were recommending it to me, and like I said, I like it, but I'm not like overly obsessed with it. At number 10, I have the brand Hipdot. Now, the only products that I tried from Hipdot in 2021 was makeup sponges. I have a thing for makeup sponges, especially like super cute ones. They just grab me, they just reel me in. And from Hipdot, these were from the Peeps collection. So the sponge looked like a little peep, and I just thought that was the cutest thing. I think Hipdot does really interesting collaborations. Really from here, we're kind of getting into like the middle ground territory. A lot of these brands I've only tried like one or 2 items from them, so you know, wanted to point that out. But I did try that brand in 2021. I do have an eyeshadow palette from the brand that I am really interested to try, and I'm hoping to be able to try that soon. I really am trying to make it a focus to use more of my eyeshadow palettes, and I just did a really big eyeshadow palette declutter, so if you haven't seen that one, I will link it in the cards. And you know, I decluttered a lot of palettes that were just kind of sitting there and collecting dust, and I've been trying to just curate my collection a little bit more and make it a little bit smaller and actually be able to use up my products. And I have a lot of different goals. I am planning to do a 2020 goals video with some, you know, personal professional goals, but also some makeup goals that I'm really excited to share with you all too. So stay tuned because that video will be coming soon. But going back to Hipdot and Peeps, I wasn't necessarily blown away by the sponge, and I'm kind of like a sponge snob. You're actually gonna see another sponge at the top of this video, which is kind of funny, but I'm very particular about my sponges, and when I find favorites, I will repurchase and repurchase and repurchase and use and use and use. And sponges are definitely my favorite way to apply makeup. It's how I applied my Charlotte Tilbury foundation today. And while I thought it was super cute and interesting, it didn't necessarily like blow me away. I wouldn't repurchase them. And I don't think I even have any more in my collection. If I do, they're in my dirty sponges little pile, because I need to clean my sponges. Coming in at number 9, I have Odens Eye. So from Odens Eye, I did try the Giant Wolves eyeshadow palette. This was in collaboration with Annette's Makeup Corner, and I do really enjoy this palette. It's definitely more colorful, and it's very Annette, which obviously makes a ton of sense. It's not necessarily a palette that I would think like this describes Samantha and my makeup goals, but I did post on Instagram that one of my goals is to do one out of my comfort zone makeup look once a month. You know, I just one time, just do something that's a little bit out of your comfort zone. And this is definitely a palette that I could reach into to accomplish that. But I was really impressed with the formula in here. Very smooth, very easy to use. And it made me excited to try some more Odens Eye. They sent me a really nice PR package right before I was leaving. I literally packaged up the Odens Eye. Like, I didn't even like take everything out because it was truly days before I left, and put them in my moving box. So I have a few more products that I want to try out from them. I believe I have some blushes and some lip products. So I'm curious to try out more from the brand, but this is such a cute palette, and congrats to Annette on selling out. Number 8, I have the brand Iconic London. So from Iconic London, I tried their Sheer Glow Liquid Bronzer. I picked this up from Sephora and I got the shade Caramel Glow. So it just comes in a little tube like this, and then you squeeze out like so. This was one of the first, when I first moved to Las Vegas, I moved from Iowa if you're new here. I moved in April, and I started to do a series of shop with me videos on my channel, and it was kind of a way for me to go out to explore Las Vegas also as a now local versus a tourist, and just go to different areas and different shops and do it vlog style so you could see like the beautiful locations. And that was super fun, and I really want to start bringing some of those back. I started doing a lot of vlogs on my channel also. One of the first ones that I did, I ended up grabbing this because, like I said, I was getting more into the cream and the liquid products, and I saw this liquid bronzer and I just thought, you know, man, it just catches my eye. I'm going to try it. I never tried anything from Iconic London. I heard different good things about their products, and I know they had a brow product that people were really enjoying, but I personally had never tried anything until I grabbed the liquid bronzer. And this is a product that I like, but once again, I don't absolutely love. It's not a huge favorite. I can go into it from time and again when I want a nice, it definitely is a glowy bronzer. Even in the liquid form, it still kind of gives you that glow. And even though it said it was a sheer bronzer, I really didn't find it to be super sheer. I didn't find that I had to, I don't know, take a ton of time to build it up like the Melt Cosmetics. You definitely still have to build it up a little bit, but it wasn't like the Melt highlighter by any means. And I think that it's a nice product. Again, it didn't like blow me away, but I would try more from Iconic London. And number 7, I did try the brand Sonia G in 2021. So I purchased the Lucky Bag last year. And I'm trying to, is that considered? Because you purchase the bag in December, but then it doesn't ship and get to you until January. So like, I feel like I'm like mixing up my years. But I did purchase another Beautylicious Lucky Bag, so it should be coming to me, I think it's at around like January 17th or so. So I'll have the one for 2021/2022 coming from my channel, but the one that I purchased last year had a Sonia G brush inside, and I was very excited about this. And I will try to put a picture of the brush up on the channel, up on my channel. I will put a picture of the brush up on the screen here. It is their small blending brush, and I'll link all these products down below also if there's anything that you might be curious in. But I was so excited when I saw this Sonia G brush because I hear fantastic things about their brushes, but they are very pricey, and I've just never been able to bite the bullet on that one and purchase some of their brushes, singles or the brush sets. So when that came in my Beautylicious Lucky Bag, I was very excited, and it's a really nice brush. Once again, it is in my massive, how do I have one nearby? No, I have those clear shoebox containers, I believe they are, that you get from the Container Store. That's what I bought for my move to transport my makeup in. And I have one completely full of brushes and sponges in my bathroom, and I've just been taking like 10 minutes every day and trying to get as much clean as I can. But I know my Sonia G is in there, and before this video, I was pawing through it trying to find it. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna put a picture on the screen because I cannot find this brush amongst all of those brushes that are just waiting patiently to get cleaned. But I was so impressed with this. It really is a brush that I use all the time. I've cleaned it so many times and nothing about it has changed. It's still in great condition. It's super soft. It does a great job for eyeshadow blending. I really like it. Now, will I purchase more brushes? I don't know, because that price tag is really expensive. And you know, I like Sigma brushes and BK Beauty. I used an Eco Tools brush today that I thought was really good. Real Techniques, like there's so many really fantastic brushes out there that sometimes it's just harder for me to spend a larger price tag when there's more affordable ones. But it was good, but I really liked it. I really did like it. And then at number 6, I have the brand Danessa Myricks. Danessa Myricks was a brand that I did have on my radar. Did I have her written down for what I wanted to try this year? I don't think I did, and I forgot to, yes, no, I did have that written down. So I forgot, I was gonna do this at the beginning, but we'll just do it at the end, that's fine. But Danessa Myricks was a brand that I had written down that I wanted to try in 2021, and I did achieve that, which I was very excited for. And one product that she released, I couldn't pass this one up, and it was the contour balm. So I got the shade Light 2, and when this became available at Sephora, I was all over it, and I was very excited about it. This is a really nice contour balm. I use this quite frequently. It's a little bit more on the bronzer side for me. It's not as cool toned for a contour shade that I typically would do, so I kind of just use it as a cream bronzer, but you know, you can do whatever you want. But I really like it. It's very smooth. It's very easy to apply. I wouldn't say it's my absolute favorite cream bronzer. I definitely have some other ones that I prefer, but I think that this was really nice. And Danessa Myricks, there's some other products that I'm very interested in. There was one, what was it called? Was it called like the Chrome Flakes? And I went to purchase them and they had sold out so fast, but it's a very intriguing brand to me. I just listened to the Lysa Beauty podcast, and she had Danessa Myricks on and was interviewing her about the brand, starting it, going into Sephora, and I thought it was a really fascinating interview. So definitely planning on trying more from Danessa Myricks. At number 5, I have Makeup by Mario. So what was interesting about Makeup by Mario, and when I was going through this video and marking down the products that I had tried, Makeup by Mario to me seems to be a brand that on first impression, I don't really enjoy that much, but the more I try and the more I use the products, I seem to like them. So the infamous video of me trying, it's not that serious, but the video of me trying the contour sticks and the blush sticks is quite hysterical. I've mentioned before that I still get comments weekly on that video because everything was going so downhill when I tried the sticks from Makeup by Mario. It just, I will say, like the brush side, I don't get it. I don't like it. I don't know why this was approved. Definitely don't recommend it. I really recommend using a dry sponge with these products to help blend them out. But once I did that, I use these so frequently. The contour stick I really use a lot. The blush stick in Plumberry I think is really beautiful. It just was one of those that the first time I used it, I was like, I'm not gonna get on with these products. And then the brow pencil. When I reviewed the brow pencil for Makeup by Mario, I had tried it at least 3 times because that's always my minimum before I review a product. So I want to try it 3 times. And I was like, I don't know, it's okay. Like, it's not a favorite. I'm not going to reach for it a ton, but like I'll keep it around and maybe I'll use it up. I use this so often now. I'm like, what in the heck is it with Makeup by Mario? So I just feel like if I review more of his products in the future, I just need to keep that in mind. That it's like a brand that seems like a miss at first, but then it turns into a hit. I don't know, it's so interesting, but that's my thoughts on Makeup by Mario. I had another sponge that I wanted to mention. So this is at number 4, and this is DSMD Shop. Now I could not figure out when I first started trying DSMD Shop. I was going through so many videos and I couldn't find it, and I was super frustrated. So I might have started trying this in 2020. I'm not really sure, but the first time that I like saw it like pop up in a video or in my Instagram videos was in 2021. You know what? We're just gonna go with it because this is a great company. These are great sponges. I mean, between these and Ofra Cosmetics, I would say that those are my 2 favorite sponges and the ones that I go back to. I've made multiple purchases from DSMD Shop. I purchased them from the first time. I think I just saw a post on Trend Mood, and it was one of these sponges in particular because, oh, I think it was for, nope, here we go. It was for a holiday 2020 that it released. So I know I bought it in 2020, but maybe I didn't try it till like January 2021. Again, it's really not that deep, but that's what it is. And that's when I bought it because don't they look like this like holiday-esque? And I just thought it was so cute. I purchased a like little bundle and I was so impressed. I went back and purchased more, and they have also the cutest sponges, okay? And that might be like a silly thing, but I think it's genius because they have like a light mauve and, you know, a brown, and they're just so cute that I just keep rebuying them. They're only $6, which I think is great. They have that perfect level of being soft but not too soft, but they're definitely not too firm. It doesn't soak up a lot of makeup. Definitely one of my favorite sponges. Would highly recommend. At number 3, I have Glamlight Cosmetics. Glamlight was another one that I was going through so many of my videos. I was like, have I tried a palette by chance? But I could not find any that I did. But Towards the end of 2021, I purchased their Dirty Martini palette, and if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I enjoy this. I've talked about this a little bit of everywhere. I did do a ranking all of the eyeshadow palettes that I tried in 2021 video, so if you haven't seen that, I will put it up in the cards. This is ranked very highly. I was so impressed with this palette. The mattes are so easy to use. The shimmers are blinding and beautiful. I also really like green eyeshadow looks. Like, I'm very basic, I'm very neutral, which I think is fabulous, and I live my best life in my neutrals. But green sometimes also make me live my best life, especially green and gold. Green Bay, baby. Okay, like, it makes me very excited. And I loved the Happy Hour collection. I have the martini bottle that it came in as decor in my guest bathroom because I think it looks cool. I mean, I was very impressed. There's even like nutrition facts on the back. Like, it's so funny. I thought that was really well done, and it made me really excited to try more from Glamlight. Number 1 and number 2 were really hard for me. But at number 2, I decided to put M Cosmetics. The reason that I put it at number 2 was I did try a couple different products from the brand. The Cushion SPF, I wasn't really a huge fan of. It was one of those that, once again, it just didn't really do any benefits to my skin. I mean, it has the SPF, which is great, but as far as making my face look better, I didn't think it really did a lot for that. So I tried it a handful of times in the summer, and I was like, I just really can't get down with this one. It's fine maybe if I'm just like running to the pool and I just want an extra layer of coverage and maybe just like even things out a little bit, but it's not a complexion product that I want to wear on the regular. I also do like the lip liner from the brand. It's not an absolute favorite, but I like it. But I will say that the So Soft blushes, these cream blushes, once again, you heard me talk about them in my best makeup of 2021. I have been so impressed with this. I got the shade Venetian Rose, which is a beautiful, little bit of a deeper mauve, but it's so blendable. I've said that I can blend it, like, if I want to touch up and put it on over my powder where I've set my foundation, I can easily blend it out. It's beautiful. I was so impressed with this blush. So I wanted to put this one in at number 2 because even though I loved this one so much, some of the other products, you know, weren't like an absolute favorite. But at number 1, I just was very impressed with this brand for a multitude of different reasons, and that is Auric. So Auric launched at the beginning of the year. Auric launched at the beginning of the year, so launched in January 2021, and this was started by Sam Ravindell, who's another YouTuber here, a Canadian YouTuber, and someone who I really look up to and I really respect. And also M Cosmetics is Michelle Phan's brand, and her story and her brand story, it definitely was something that factored into my ranking, and to put 2 brands that are, you know, women owned at the top, it's something that really moves something in me. But the main reason I put Auric at number 1 is because I can't stop, won't stop wearing the Smoke Reflex. I wear these all of the time, and I think that they are fantastic. Both of these products that she came out with, the Glow Lust and also the Smoke Reflect, that I thought these are just simply not going to be for me. But my makeup preferences were slowly starting to change around this time, and I honestly think that they just pushed me over the edge. Like, I think the Smoke Reflex really helped just whoop me over and really won me over to cream products. So you have a cream base at the bottom of these, but also applying makeup with my fingers. I never ever wanted to do that, but with these, they're so easy to achieve a look. Even dipping my finger into the cream and then coming in on top for the topper, the metallic shade on here. So beautiful, so easy to use. I get compliments every time I wear these. I mean, I just am so impressed. Then we have the holiday collection, which I almost bought for myself. I ended up getting it in PR, but I was fully planning to purchase this on my own because these shades are beautiful. She came out with a red and a green, and I love this white packaging also to kind of differentiate from their main collection. But these are some of my most worn products of 2021. I absolutely love these. I take them with me everywhere. You're gonna see these in my travel makeup bag. You saw them in my road trip makeup bag. They stayed out when I was making the move. I drove from Iowa to Las Vegas. It took me about, what was it, 4.5 days to get here. I mean, beautiful. I don't wear the Glow Lust as much, and I feel like I will start to get back into them once we get into the warmer months. You can use them as a primer, you can mix them in with foundation, you can use them as a liquid highlight. I actually usually like to mix them in with the foundation or a skin tint or something like that, and I thought that was really pretty. But again, I just really wanted to give it to the Smoke Reflex because these are some of my most worn products, and I'm just very impressed by them. After that, that was ranking the 15 brands that I tried in 2021 for the first time. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you found it helpful. I'm just gonna touch on the brands that I mentioned. I'm just gonna go through this real quickly just because I said that I would. So I put Danessa Myricks and Hipdot on my list, so I did try both of those. CXC Beauty, I do have an eyeshadow palette. I mentioned that in my declutter. I will be trying that. I did not try Lisa Eldridge, which I'm really upset with myself. I really would like to try that brand. I also didn't try Scott Barnes. I feel like towards the end of last year, Scott Barnes was being talked about quite a bit. I feel like I hadn't heard much about him from then. But if you still want to see some Scott Barnes on my channel, let me know. And then I also put Wayne Goss, even though I have tried a brush from him. I still put him because I wanted to try his makeup, and I didn't, and I still want to. There's a palette that I wanted to try, the cheek duos that I wanted to try. I'm still planning to try some Wayne Goss. It's gonna happen. All right, though that is everything for this video. I would love to hear your thoughts on it, because like I said, I am planning to do this next year and kind of have it just be a different version of brands that I tried, but actually talking about all of the brands that I tried the year prior. I hope you enjoyed it though. I would love to get your feedback, and as always, if you enjoyed this one, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. I hope you also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll see you in my next video.